The balance points. So we talked about how with contact staff you have one balance point which is in the middle, and then you also got on the Dragon the 2 balance points, just the railroad. As we go further, we'll talk about balance points a bit more as I refer to different moves, but that's just enough for the introductory to understand that there's a difference between the two. So Superman, so we talked about Superman, where we go through and we, from there we go through and we go either front stance or horse riding stance is okay, whatever it makes you feel comfortable with, and you go through and you grab it back like you would on a motorcycle, and then from there you're going to have your arms higher, your head duck down, and then you're going to just let it roll down your arm, get to your shoulder, you put your arms underneath like you would Superman, and then from there you catch it, and then you roll it back down, and what you want to do is you want to change your arms that higher as well, so it gives the rolling rotational force down. So it goes rolls down, back up, rolls up like that. From there, what you want to do is when it comes back down, you can do the forearm rolls, you can do the half body rolls, and then you can do the leg flick. So with the leg flick, just to really just remember that you point your toes like you would a ballerina, have the pointy toes, and as it comes down and it gets to the end, your leg comes up like that, which then provides the up force for it to come up like that. It becomes really important for more advanced moves as we go further. Chi roll. So we talked about chi roll and washing your face technique. This is a part of that, making sure that we put down the arms and the hands down to make sure that we have enough time to push it forward. So from there, we go through, we roll at the same time, and we're going to start with just rolling with the forearms, and we're going to get to the face. Notice that I've got the balance just right there, and we're going to wash my face, and then that brings the forward motion down. So foot down, forward, down, forward. Don't do this, because it becomes very hard to control and just be able to go through with that. So from there, what you do is then you split it. You do alternating with the washing the face, and obviously you don't need to wash your face all the time. You can, but it's just to make sure that you put your hand down and forward, down and forward. Okay, and then we talked about a barrel roll. So the barrel roll, we just want to go through and start off with just rolling it down the arms. We're going to start off with just picking it up and going through and placing it on top of our shoulders and letting it roll down just like that. And then from there, what we're going to do is we're going to alternate it again and placing it on the shoulder. To start off with, to make it easy on yourself and to make it a little bit smoother, is to go through, pick it up, and place it on top of your shoulder, let it down, pick it up, and place it down on your shoulder while alternating stuff. What you want to do is you want to just really work on just following the natural curve of your arm, and not to throw it, because throwing it really throws that shape off, but you want a really circular motion. And what that does is a really important momentum move, which will become clearer in importance later on. We went through finger rolls. So finger rolls, start off with just going through and using your thumb and your first finger and natural curve, just like that. And then we're going to roll through all the fingers. Start off with, you just want to go through and go through each finger, so you just get a feel for it. And then eventually what you want to do is to roll through them all. Again, this is because of the foundation. This will become clearer why it's important later for the movement and a few other technical moves. And then you can also use that to make a little bit of a different chi roll, finger roll through there. So passover, this is what I would call a passover. So from there, just make sure that you have your arm down, flat, your hand palm is faced downwards. You can then use the center point, like you would for a normal contact staff. We're not going to use the railroads, it's just going to be the center point of the right arm. And from there, to start off with, you can just use your other hand to just guide it, just to make it a little bit easier on yourself. But from there, you go through, it rolls down, and to start off with, you want to grab it, put it all over, have your hand higher. You can use your other hand if you want to, and then it follows around the natural curve. So when it's done, quick motion. So that's not using the outside of your arm for the entry. So when it comes through, you can bring it on the inside of your arm, which then goes into the chest rolls for a little bit later. So it goes through, you can push it over. Instead of using the outside of your arm like you would with a pass over, you flip your arm over, and then that naturally goes into a chest roll. So from there, when I do that, just to make sure that you lean back a bit and it makes the contact through there. You'll go through a bit more with the chest rolls and the cages, and quite a few different cool things with that. Top spin, and again, I'm sorry if some of the moves are different. Just have different names of things, just to make it easier for myself, the original names I've learned. So top spin is go through, and instead of using your flat arm, use on the other side, you flip your arm over, and you can use it to just go through to start off with, to go through and to balance it out. And then what you want to do is when it starts to roll around, you lift your arm up a bit like that, and that brings it across like that. And what happens is it swings around like that, you put your other hand underneath to create a puff, and then you put your head underneath, follow the circular motion. From there, you can actually go through and for a bit more of an advanced move, go through and you can build the rotational force to actually go through. Oops, it's getting a bit wet.
You also get on your left also, or right?
Which will become a lot clearer and important later on. And then, yeah, and that's it. That's the end of the foundations, and we'll go through the rest of it as we go on. Thank you.
Thanks, Reece.